The Tale of Unmanaged IT. Imagine a business. We'll call it Gump Resources. Now, imagine the business owner. We'll call him Forrest. Forrest has big plans for Gump Resources this year, but his current plans don't account for potential IT issues. Forrest has a staff of 25 people, and each staff member costs approximately $5,000 per month, salary, benefits, taxes, bonuses. That's okay, because when each staff member is doing their part, and when they have what they need to be productive, they can manage Gump Resources, so that Gump Resources produce $15,000 per month per staff member. As you can imagine, Forrest wants his staff to work at top efficiency, because when they don't, or when they can't, the company will lose approximately $100 for every hour and every employee who cannot manage a resource. Forrest has an HR manager. Her name is Sally. Sally sent a memo to her staff yesterday that a mandatory meeting would occur at 8 a.m., but Sally didn't know that due to a problem with the mail server, many of the staff did not get the memo. Word got around, most everybody still showed up, but many were late, and some key people did not make it at all. This mishap caused a total of 8 staff members to lose 30 minutes of productivity. When Sally realized that she had a problem with email, she knew exactly who to call. After all, she's in charge of HR. She called the people that handle email, and after 2 hours, she was able to describe the problem in a way that they were able to solve it. That was easy. During the staff meeting, Sally complained to Greg that the reason her memo was not received was because of an email problem. Greg took that as a perfectly valid reason not to open his email. 4 hours later, he did, and realized he was 3 hours behind on a huge resources project. Shortly after the staff meeting, Jim noticed that he could not access the internet. He tried to figure out the problem for himself, and after about an hour, Jim decided to ask Dawn for help because she used to work for an IT company. For 30 minutes, Jim and Dawn did some troubleshooting to see what they could do. Dawn finally decided to call her old boss. Maybe he could give her some advice. His advice was very concise. Check the switch and then the router. Dawn asked Gina to help trace the wires, so she could then check the switch. No problem. Dawn and Gina traced it down in a half an hour. A small switch was located that provides connection for a network printer and 3 workstations. Gina was able to reset the switch. Unfortunately, she did not check with the other connected users first. The printer got hung up on a huge report. Not a big deal. It only took an hour for Steve to clear the print job from the printer, reset the paper jam, then he had to restart his workstation to clear the old print job. He only spent half of that hour reassuring Dawn and Gina. No problem. Besides, Steve enjoyed talking tech with Dawn and Gina. 2 other users were also affected, Jack and Jill. This is no big deal. It'll come back online soon. They decided to take a long coffee break. 1 minute after they left their desk, they were back online. 1 hour after that, they were back from break. Gina went back to work. Dawn went back to Jim. Jim was still down. What next? Time to find the router. Jim asked Molly, who then asked Wally, "Do you know where's the router?" "Check the wiring closet." Molly asked Tim for keys to the closet. "Go ask Mary, I gave them to her." Mary obliged and opened the closet door. Alan and Reagan and Ruth and Megan started to wonder, what's all the commotion? Everyone gathered round to behold the living space of network gear. Wow, so that's where the server lives. They balked and marveled. Who knows which one is the router? An impressive stack of gear was mounted here. 3 big boxes stacked together with 2 more stacked on top. Blue lights and green lights and red lights and yellow, all flickering in a symphony of Christmas-like cheer. "I don't know. You should probably get Joe. He was the last one to come in here." Tim arrived moments later. "Everyone, get back to work. I'll find Joe." Everyone did, except of course Jim, who is remarkably the only one who legitimately can't do his job right now, and of course Dawn, the one on staff who is most similar to an actual IT engineer, because she used to work for one. 30 minutes later, Tim tracked down Jim. They both then tracked down Joe and Dawn to see what needs to be done next. Joe knew exactly what to do. 3 years ago, they had a problem with that router. Good thing Joe remembers what we did last time. We just reset the router to default settings. Joe confidently took the necessary steps, excited to be the hero. Little did he know, this would undo everything that was set up before, and as a side effect, bring down the entire network. Good thing Joe is pretty smart. Even though he managed to bring down the entire network, he was able to get almost everything back online in a matter of only 2 hours. Great job, Joe! The bad news is that many of the staff went home early. No need to stay if they can't work, right? The really bad news is that after everything, Jim was still down. Finally, after so many hours and too much troubleshooting, Dawn and Jim realized that it was only the network plug on the back of his workstation that was a tiny bit loose. Click. At the end of the day, everyone was happy, except of course Forrest, who did the math and found that due to a few IT mishaps, his productivity loss for that day was around $9,000. No use in crying over spilled milk, right? Except if he had chosen Advantec Solutions to manage his IT, his losses for the day could have been reduced by 95%. And the cost for a full-spectrum IT management plan? Less than $2,500 per month. The savings for only this one day would pay for the monthly managed IT plan 3 times over. Needless to say, Forrest will not wait till tomorrow to see what his savings might be. He's on the phone right now, calling Advantec Solutions. This has been the story of unmanaged IT, and as you can see, a managed IT services plan from Advantec Solutions can easily pay for itself, and potentially save you thousands every month. Whether it's a matter of helping to keep your staff at top productivity, or if it's to prevent small IT issues from becoming a financial black hole, call today and let Advantec manage your IT.